these days I've got to make you a delicious something. You never told me what your best, most amazing meal would be, but you got to let me know that. So, okay, so for all the
My most
listeners,
amazing meal is
mhm,
not American food in the
mhm.
first place, unless it's a hamburger. Like if you could make a really good hamburger, oh
Are you
my god,
serious? I can make an amazing. Are you serious? Oh my
I'm
God.
so
Like
serious.
okay, my mom tells me, Shar, your hamburgers are a husband. Okay. So for all the listeners out there, I am coming out to Kai's area in less than a week. I can actually, like season the beef and I can get all the condiments together. I don't know if I could cook it there, but if I can cook it there and reheat it and it's still good, great. But maybe there's a way that I can actually present America's best hamburger to Kai. What do you think, Kai? Is that possible?
This girl just said America's best hamburger.
Absolutely.
Wow.
What else would it be?
Wow. I don't think so.
Well, we'll go back to that. So anyway, so Tara's friends would describe her as an outgoing perfectionist, as we talked about. You're so funny. It was a shocker, though. It was a shocker to all that grew up with her. And so the fact that she married, and this is how Kai. I don't know if you caught this in the videos, but these people are so weird because this is what they said, and I don't agree with this. Can I just say that? I'm just being honest. Okay, here's the thing. They said in the videos that I looked at, in the documentaries and all the reports, they said that she grew up and married an odd and awkward Stephen Grant. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't successful. He was not cool. He was not even popular. Okay, now this extra part I added, he didn't even have swag. But the reason I have a problem with this is that I didn't really think he was that bad looking or anything. I mean, we don't, okay, when it comes to the person that was murdered, we never disrespect their honor and the fact that they who they are. So she was attractive. She was a cute girl. But they said it like this. This is how, and I quote, and this is just what I was looking at, earlier. One of the gentlemen said, and Kai, tell me if you saw this. He goes, well, it wasn't like someone like Grant could ever, I don't know why you call him Grant because his name is Stephen Grant. How could he ever get someone like Tara? He was just boring. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't successful. But Kai, did you see him? He was okay, and she was okay. But I wasn't. I never looked at her and said, "Oh my gosh, she's so amazing and beauty queen." But he literally said, "How can you get someone as amazing and beautiful as Tara? Like how?" Now her name is gorgeous,
Um,
but I'm just going like, huh? To me, I felt like they were even. I didn't see any. I'm so much better than you. Like how when you date a guy, he's like
People see things differently, so they were probably like, "Oh man, she's hot. How did she get with him?" or something like that.
that's
However,
exactly what they said.
let
Mhm.
me give you a little bit of backstory. And yeah, I heard that he was like awkward and everything
Yeah.
like that. Let me give you a bit of backstory though. So, even like you said, even though Tara was raised in a small town, she did want more. She wanted to be in a bigger area. She wanted more money because her parents were also really frugal. So she wanted more money, but because of how she was raised. So, her parents did frugal stuff with their money. They didn't like to be flashy, but she was the opposite of that. She was also described as very smart, very outgoing. She actually graduated. So her high school class was a class of 40 people. That's how small the town
Mm-hmm.
was. Her graduating class was a class of 40 people, and she
Mm-hmm.
graduated third. So with her type A personality, she was always like really goal oriented, and she wanted bigger and better. So that's what her goals were going towards.
Okay.
Um, and then the reason why they called her Terror, like I said, that was her nickname, is because along with her type A personality, so for some people that could be annoying because somebody constantly telling you how it should be, how it should be, how it should be. Um, Along with that type of personality, she did have a temper and she had a mouth. So she was like,
Oh,
she'll tell you
wow.
off real quick.
Okay.
She wouldn't be scared of you. You got on her nerves, she'll tell you off, whatever.
I did
So
not know that. Wow, my goodness.
That's why they also called her, just a nickname as Terror. But I mean,
Tara.
that's just a person, that's just,
Terror. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
yeah, if that's her personality, that's her
Mhm.
personality. They didn't say she was a horrible person.
Right.
She just had a temper.
Okay.
And then in terms of relationships, whether it was friends or her boyfriends or whatever, they described her as very controlling of her men, and she really didn't get along well with her boyfriends in any of her relationships. So, she got with Steven. This was actually in 94. She met Steven through her roommates in college.
Okay.
So I think she was like in her third year or something like that. And they had gotten together. He was with roommates, she was with roommates, and those
Mm-hmm.
roommates were friends, and they had gotten together. And just like how college young people do, they meet in groups and go out and do stuff. So they were always in groups together.
Well,
And when he
why would
saw
they
her,
well why would they introduce her to him when all they could say
no,
was that he
no, no,
wasn't
no, no,
that
no,
great?
no, 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 no. They met that way. They didn't. I didn't say they
Oh, I
introduced.
see what you mean. Yeah,
So
just hanging out. Just hanging
when
out.
he saw her, he
Hmm.
thought she was hot,
Got it. Got it.
and
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
wanted to be with her. So
Just hanging
he would
out.
always,
Yeah.
go up to her and just be like really
Hmm.
flashy with her and be like, "Yeah, I was raised in Detroit. I'm a big city boy." And he would always try and brag about, what it's like to be in the city, which she didn't
Yeah.
like his big added like his big personality. She
Hmm.
really didn't like him. Um, you know, he bragged about too much. He was always bragging about something. Like those name droppers. Like, yeah.
Oh
So I
yeah.
went to the cafeteria yesterday. Did I tell you that I know Jay Z? What? Weren't you just telling me that you went to the cafeteria?
Oh my
Well,
god,
yeah.
it's
Well, I
so
have to tell you
funny.
that I
My
just know
ex-husband
Jay
was like
Z.
that. Yeah, just a
Oh,
bragaboo.
really?
A bragaboo. Some people just have
Yeah.
to stay relevant. They have to, it's to me it's a sign of insecurity though. But
Of
yeah.
course it is.
Mhm.
But that's basically how he was, and she didn't like that in him.
Mhm.
He was always talking about, like, what he could do in the city, where what he used to do in the city, and then it turns out that a lot of stuff that he was saying was actually a bunch of lies.
No, I didn't even realize that either.
Yeah, so he was a liar.
Mhm.
He was a flashy. He was one of those one
Just
uppers, like
arrogant.
you're saying.
Mhm. Oh, you did this, I did that instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Hurt my finger, man. It hurt a lot. You hurt your finger, dude. I cut off my arm.
Exactly. I cut my leg off. How about that? My torso.
Yeah, right. I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I just said I had a cold yesterday. Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you, I had a heart attack, so I know what that feels like, man. What? So what actually got her attention was, he was actually, at that time, he was working in the state senator's office. And he was always talking about how, like, he wanted to become a lawyer. So being that, it looked like he was going for bigger and better, he wanted to be in, he had, um, aspirations to be in politics. So he was already working for the state senator at the time, and he was, talking. He wasn't trying yet, but he was talking that he wanted to be a lawyer and he wanted to go into politics and everything. So that's what made him start sounding good to her. She was like, "Oh, well, maybe his goals kind of align with mine." You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Exactly.
she wanted money, she wanted power, she wanted to be, in good neighborhoods, and all of this stuff. So if she's trying to get, in a higher position in her life, then the person
Exactly.
that she's going to be with has to be in that same position. So
Exactly.
it started
Hmm.
sounding good to her.
Hmm.
And couple that with the fact that he was always up her butt. Like, he was always trying to be with her. He was like, hey, you free tonight? She's
Hey,
like,
what's
nah, I'm
going
just chilling.
on? You want to
But,
go grab a
can
hamburger
we
or
can we
something
go
or
get
a
a
movie?
movie? And he's,
Yeah.
maybe another day. And then the next
Hmm.
day, hey, well, what about today? You free today? Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wash my hair. Well, after your hair dries, you want to go do something? Like, good God,
After
dude.
your hair dries, that's funny. In other words, he was
So
really sweating her, is what we would say. Yeah.
yeah, he was always on her, and he wouldn't leave her alone. So, after a while, you kind of get broken down from that, and you're just like, fine, what's one date?
Let's get
Oh.
this out the way.
So, Yeah, exactly. So, that's why she ended up talking to him. Oh, I forgot. The real turning point also is her grandfather had died, so they had a funeral, and the funeral was like far away at in her hometown, so it was kind of far from where they were. And
Uh-huh.
at this time she was actually with a guy. She was already with somebody else. And so they were at the grandfather's funeral, and he drove from the college all the way out to the grandfather's funeral. And when he got there, he basically took over, and he was like, I'm so sorry. Would anybody like a drink? Let's sit down here. I'm so sorry. Let's open a window. So like he basically took over. And so she's seeing all of this, and she was like, oh my man, he must really like me. He drove like freaking 4 hours to come to this, and he's handling everything, and he looks like he has it put together. So
Mm-hmm.
actually that day she broke up with her boyfriend. She was like, you know what, Bob, this isn't working out. I think we should see other people. It's not you, it's me. I don't know. The sky is blue. I don't know what you want me to say, but I don't want to
Yeah.
be with you anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, that's what it was.
Oh,
And
that's crazy.
so just seeing how amazing he was in that instance. But as we know, he's a liar, so this could have been a lie too. When you're going after someone, you show them your best
Your
cards.
best
You don't show
side.
them that yeah, you don't show them that you're a dick right up front. So he was
Right.
trying to go above and beyond, which again was a lie. And she took it as like, oh my gosh, this guy's amazing. So, I can't pass up this opportunity. So she broke up with her boyfriend right then and there.
Oh my God.
And
But you guys have to be,
yeah,
this is a good example, Kai, of how our listeners have to be very careful and selective. Don't fall for what we say, the okey doke, because look what
yeah,
happens. I mean, but look what happens
yeah.
though. She never expected this guy would be some crazy person. So go ahead. What's
Well,
your
that's
name?
what Logic always would say. He would always
Mhm.
say, do not have sex with a dude before a year and see what happens. See what
Right.
his
He would say
personality is like.
that. He
Is he going
absolutely
to
would
be
say that.
patient
Yes.
with you? Is he still going to be treating you the same way? Is he not going to be sweating you for sex? Is he
Hmm.
going to cheat on you? So Logic has always
Yeah. So
said
he's gonna
wait a
cheat.
year before you have
Exactly.
sex
So
with a guy,
true.
and that'll tell you the kind of guy
Hmm.
he is.
Hmm. I agree.
So, maybe y'all should take that to heart.
I
Listen to
hope
him.
so. I hope they do. I really hope they do.
I don't think they will. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Well, we'll see.
so after all that, they got together and they started dating. And actually, in December of '94, Steve proposed to her in what she viewed was like the most romantic way. He got on his knees, showed her ring, and it was on the steps of the Detroit Museum that he did this. The
Right.
Detroit Museum of Art that he did this, and so she was happy with the location and everything. She said it was like really romantic and
It's
everything,
romantic.
and so she said yes to him. So, do you want to take it away from there?
Oh wow, you kind of okay. Yeah, because I was just looking at the particulars of, well, I don't know if I should go back, but it was kind of a shocker though to everyone that knew her. They were surprised. People that she grew up with, they were really shocked that she married such an odd and awkward person. I mean, yeah, they finally went on a date, but he was just strange to her, not just to her, but to her family. Stephen Grant, he
Yeah,
just wasn't. He wasn't someone that Kara would have even given the time of day. Imagine you're walking down the street, on your sidewalk, on the street, or whatever. You mind your business, and someone says, "Excuse me, do you have the time?" And when they ask that, it's so random. You almost feel like, oh, should I crack this person over the head because I think they were going to try to kill me? But they're just like, oh, no, 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 I just wanted to ask you what the time. But it's so random. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 3:15. Oh, excuse me. My God, I was about to literally like hammer you, like clobber you. I was just about to crack you over the head with this bottle that I saw on the side of the street, but you had like a really big gash in your head. And like, the little nugget there, and then you know what? She would have been passed out, and it would have been what they call blunt force trauma to the head. But okay, it's 3:15. But that happens a lot. I mean, well, I'm not saying the last part, but when